again.
So did everyone have an opportunity to look at last month's notes?
Yeah.
I did not.
I did not either. So we need to approve those. Sorry.
Sorry, you have to look at my ugly mug for a minute while I find them.
Sorry about that. I did not.
It's okay.
I was missing something.
Nicole, did you send them to me?
Well, they were in the packet.
Oh, they're in the packet. That's easier to find.
I guess we don't have to. Come on. One, two, say that. Maybe.
Oh my goodness, stuff is in there.
Yeah, I couldn't actually find them. I got the agenda for this meeting,
Okay, well, here, why don't I share you? my
but
screen?
not the notes from the last meeting.
Right.
So I wasn't actually able to find them
Okay.
easily. So
No worries. I will walk you
You guys, we
through.
have a new system for agendas, so sorry.
Okay, so
yeah,
here's
I
our.
got to the website where there was two icons, but they were both the agenda for this meeting.
Okay, so so you got here, you went to current agendas. And then within that, you'll see that we have a whole bunch of stuff. Here's
Yep.
this one.
Yep,
Go down further. Arts Commission,
there.
make sure it's the right date.
yep.
And
Two
then what you
icons.
see here, there's agendas are here and the packets are here.
Okay, so maybe I didn't scroll down.
Same here.
Oh, okay. So I just got to the first page and went, oh, it's the same as the other one. So,
So just a little primer on this system here for you. If you're looking at it here, I'll scroll you to the top. You see agendas, packets, sometimes we'll put minutes. We're still learning this system. The quick way, in
no
my opinion,
problem.
is to come over to here. I like the HTML version personally, because then I can come and find the document separately. So if you're looking at a city council agenda, which has, however many agenda bills they're gonna have that night, which could be a lot. This document's very fast to open. You're not gonna open some giant packet. You'll just be able to find the individual agenda bills. And same
Gotcha.
for tonight's minutes. But I'll leave it here just for you all to review. John, a cat, Michelle.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, okay, yeah. Are we looking to me?
I approve these minutes.
There's one, we need one more.
I second, Nicole.
Okay.
Okay. Short and sweet.
Okay, I'm gonna close down the screen share. Or actually, you know what? I'll just go to the agenda.
Oh, you, okay. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Whoa.
Here's the meeting order. So chair discussion is next.
So Dylan was telling me that per the code, we do have to have a chair. I think we're still maybe not to a place where you guys are ready to do that. So you could table that until the next meeting, which would be September.
This is, wait, this is Nicole. I think we should have a conversation about it before we just automatically assume that the conversation is that okay?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
agree.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be
Um,
sorry. I just thought we should open it up for a minute.
I did some collecting of everybody's comments that were emailed to me for what the position of the chair should look like. If you'd like to have a little quick rundown on that. I
Did we
just
ever vote on the minutes?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did, okay.
See, you should be sure. You're already keeping us on track.
yes. So would you like me to
Yeah, why don't you go through just a brief summary of what everybody's thoughts and comments were, and then we can have an open discussion if there's anything to add, or maybe it's an expectation one of us is, maybe it's like overreaching. I think that's fair, because I mean, there's been a lot of emails swirling. I can't keep up with them all. So
That's right. So I have everyone agreed that we wanted to have a supportive environment for our meetings, and that our chair would be a person who was going to support an effective, positive culture. And two people mentioned that. Being aware of time was the one piece that was in everybody's comment. Being aware of their own time, and also not trying to be the point person. Point person was defined best by a person who was in charge of the event, rather than have the chair be the point person. And the other part that I needed to ask Donna about was, there was you wanted an annual charter of guiding goals. Can you explain that to me?
well, I feel like that we're a group that we don't sit down and have a basic annual, this is our projects that we intend to work on and focus our efforts on this year. And I feel that the chair would lead that discussion. Then we would, as a team, decide we're going to do these events, chalk the block, this, that. We're going to focus an effort on an educational opportunity. And then that's it. That's all we do. And the chair keeps us on target with those goals. And when somebody has an idea, which I love ideas, we go, hey, great idea, but it would be the chair's responsibility to basically say, good, we're going to table that. We'll talk about it for our next year. So I think when I run my organization, I sit down with my team and I always set a charter. Basically, this is our goals and these are what we're going to work on. And then we also talk about how much resources we're going to apply to it. Whether it's, there's a community event and we just want to add 20% of our time towards that particular event, whether it's a wine walk or so on. So it helps to keep us really kind of focused. And I would like the chair to keep that, to be the person who's responsible for keeping us focused on those items.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And everyone's thoughts seem to follow the line of the guidance of a facilitator. And I am in total agreement with that. Timekeeping, asking questions, being an active listener, being a clear communicator, managing group discussion process. I just think everybody innately wants to have a facilitator rather than a dictator or someone who's going to take a lot of time. So I think that's how it all boiled down.
Michelle, thank you. And I think, last time I nominated Kat, who was very gracious about it. And I think, Kat, you said you'd be willing to be co-chair if someone else was interested in co-chairing with you. Can you remind us what your, interest or passion is in co-chairing? Like what area you kind of want to focus on?
Well, I actually, in the past month since our last meeting, have kind of had my eyes opened as far as this summer with some of my current responsibilities. And the reason I had mentioned the potential of co-chair is because I'm not intending to give up any of my responsibilities with the fire department. That is absolutely my first priority. And as much time as I put in there, I will not be able to give that much time to the Arts Commission, to be perfectly honest. And originally I came in more with, since I'm the newest member, of, you know, trying to learn more and kind of see what's going on in the community about this, and instead of being, you know, kind of put into that position of leading the group that I don't know enough about, perhaps, but certainly, like I said, I know how to facilitate meetings, but I'm not sure that in that context that I'm, you know, may even be the best, you know, person for the, you know, the job position. So, so just as long as people are understanding of that, and especially comes, you know, summertime when there's a lot of activities going on, I will, as I had to this summer, you know, kind of take a little bit of a back step. I'll certainly fill in where I can and try and, you know, accommodate, and love, you know, working the chalk the block and the wine walk and things like that. So that as I was able to, you know, but again, volunteering with the fire department is my very first responsibility.
That makes sense.
All of us are
somebody's
looking
dog
over our
crying.
shoulders. Yeah, there's something. It's not my house. It's not Donna's house. I don't know whose dog is crying. But
I know, I looked over, I'm like, my dog is crying. No, it's somebody else's dog.
or a chair or something.
Michelle, can you pull together the notes that you reviewed today for the next meeting?
The notes that I
that you
just spoke
reviewed?
about?
Yeah.
Yes, I certainly can. And would it be okay for me to do that through email so everyone gets it at the same time?
Sure.
And
I
is
would
there
like to do
anything
that.
that anybody thinks that should be added to our expectations of a chair?
Okay. So,
I'm asking the team right now, like
Oh,
literally in the discussion piece. Was there anything, I mean, we talked about a good communicator, facilitator, not a dictator, you know, supportive, positive, help time manage us, leading the group in terms of goals, an annualized goal setting. But is there anything that we're missing that we might want to add into there? Silence is gold.
I'm jumping in.
No, go
Um,
for it.
I don't think this is necessarily the responsibility of the chair alone, but maybe us as a group that the chair can help is just a little bit of structure. I wish we had maybe a shared drive at the city or a place at the city we could go and get, you know, here's what we've done for plein air in the past, like a list or something like that. So maybe it's just a
Like a
tiny bit of
Dropbox.
something like that. Yeah, just a one place that we could go to get maybe just a list of tasks when you sign up to do an event. Yeah, a Dropbox. Or does that make sense? That wasn't very
Yeah,
articulate,
kind of
but
like the thing I wrote up on plein air with resources.
exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Something like that.
Adding
So
some
I don't think it's
structure.
it's not necessarily a task of the chair, more of a help just remind people this is where our shared space is. Please include your notes here or something, or outline a 4-bullet template that we all use as our structure or something like that.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it would make it easier if we wanted to do different events and we needed help. You could hand somebody, hey, here's 3 items on here, and here's the resources attached and so on. That would be helpful. I would agree.
You might have that already, just, you know.
Well, that'd be
software.
news to me.
Yeah, I question even mentioning this because you might have access to OneDrive with your city email and account. So if you were to just
Cool.
go onto OneDrive, Google OneDrive, click on the top link and try to log in, I'm pretty sure it will let you create OneDrive files and share them with
If
anyone.
only I could get into my government email address.
I was gonna say, some of us still have that challenge.
Yeah,
So maybe,
like regularly. So I gave up on it.
right, I agree.
but that's an interesting idea. I mean, I think probably the city system, even if we don't all love it, is probably a place to start because the city needs to be able to access it as well. So we
Uh-huh.
could start there and maybe have a backup for when we can't get into
No,
or
it's a
something
really
like that,
great
but-
thing to highlight though, Nicole. I appreciate that feedback because I'm in agreement. I think some structure would be helpful for the group as a whole. It's sometimes being in a super ambiguous space is not the most comforting place. It's obviously a place where we get to learn, but it still can be take things longer than it needs to be. So do we have a new member of our group?
We do Dennis, and he is not with us, and he was going to be, so I have not heard back from him either.
Okie dokie. Well, when Dennis shows, maybe he, ooh, burning ears.
Hey guys, that's creepy.
He just popped in.
Wow.
There's
There he is.
Welcome, Dennis.
He can't hear us though. maybe.
He's muted still.
There we
I think
go.
I'm back now.
There you
Sorry,
go.
my apologies. I was actually hoping to join in person today, but we had a bit of a COVID exposure over the weekend, so I figured I'd stay home.
I think that's appreciated by the people that are in the room.
Yes.
Hi,
absolutely.
Dennis. Did you want to
Hello.
introduce yourself to the group?
Certainly.
Okay.
Hi all, I'm Dennis Pierce. I am a local realtor and have about I have a background in photography and graphic design, alumni of Western Washington University through their VICO-Ed program, have a lifelong interest in the arts, and my specific focus obviously has been on photography, but I am a lover and appreciator of the arts in general. So that's just been something that's been I was also the former president of the Bothell High School Drama Boosters Program. So ran that for a while and volunteered with the program as a parent and worked with them for a number of years, and also with their Performing Arts Center.
Thank you for that, Dennis. I'm Michelle, and I love having your bio.
Oh, thank
I
you.
got a copy. I think all of us ought to do this for each other because speaking with each other is a rare event, and I think it would be nice to have something as one page succinct and well done as yours.
Oh, thank
Good
you.
model.
Michelle, you want to share a little bit so Dennis gets to know you a bit, just of who you are, just real
Oh.
brief.
Okay. Yes, everyone says brief. That's my middle name. Brief these days. Brief these days is my middle name. I have been interested in art through my parents, of course, and through the years, I taught school for 35 years and managed to teach in such a way that art was part of every single day. With that, I want to see what happens in Snoqualmie for their art for their students. I had my own wallpaper business. I was the installer and the designer, and I did that for 6 years when I had a break between teaching. I've lived in several places on the planet, and art has been the connector in all those places. And I'd like to stay focused on helping this community, which is very sweet, to get some more education, art education and involvement. Thanks.
Hey, Dennis, I'm Donna Kronk. I lived in the Valley like 20 years or something like that, Fall City, and then Snoqualmie. Lived all over the planet, just like Michelle, but mostly grew up in Europe. So my mom made us go to a lot of museums and not a lot of public school. That doesn't mean I'm not intelligent. It just means she just refused to have us in public school for some reason. Welcome to the Art Commission. and we plan a number of events with the community around art. And we're talking about what our chair would look like and what our committee will look like in the future. So, but welcome.
That's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Donna. Thank you,
And we
Michelle.
got Nicole and Catherine, and we have Sally Mayo. Sally. And then we have Dylan and another Nicole that help us out.
Ah,
So Kat or Sally or Nicole, do you want to say a few words about yourself so Dennis gets to know you?
Sure, I'll jump in. Dennis and I have met over Zoom before. My background is a graphic design, graphic design and packaging, with an emphasis in the packaging side of things. Hence my interest in putting ribbons and making the aprons look nice. The presentation is everything to me. I have been with the commission. I've been in the area for probably 18 years, soon to be moving. Other than that, I've been with the commission for 7 years, I think.
Wow.
So yeah, for a while. Yeah. So that's me. Enter brief. So go for it, Kat.
Hi, Dennis. I'm Kat Cotton. I'm I am the newest member to the commission and the one without any kind of art background or degree. I am a paramedic, firefighter, veterinarian who's a 20-year volunteer with the Snoqualmie Fire Department, lived downtown for 20 years, and basically do a lot of the department's community events and the association's fundraising and things like that. Wanted to get involved in with the community as far as the kind of a different side or spectrum of some of the activities going on. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, I guess.
awesome. Thank you, Kat.
And my name's Nicole Hansen. I own a small business. I'm a consultant in government contracting, and I focus primarily in transportation. I have also lived all over the world and have a long history with art and art history and art writing, and am an artist myself. So welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Nicole.
And we have Steve, who's sitting in with us today.
Hi, random member of the public.
Steve has also been the one that's been taking the photographs for us at the Art Wine Walks.
Ah, very good.
For as long as I've missed one of the last 5 years.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's right.
One. I missed the one in August.
August, and my pictures were not any good, so. So he's captured all the history on all of them. Great pictures. So,
Excellent.
yeah, so we're happy you're joining us.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We want to move on to retreat planning.
What was the chair's discussion? What's the result?
Yeah, I was going to say, can we just, I think, just wrap up the chair discussion? Does anyone else have anything they want to add? Anyone moved by the moment and feel like they want to co-chair or chair? I just want to leave it open.
I think for me my question is going to be in regards to what is our expectation of time commitment? Much like you, Kat, and much like all of us, we probably have full-time lives already, or full-time jobs, or both. So it's a matter of what are we expecting this person's? Because I think Sally Rackett's left an imprint to a lot of us that this was like a full-time job. And that is where my resistance shows up, because I'm literally an executive that cannot have two full-time jobs. Like so and I think that sounds from what I'm hearing from you, Kat, similar. Like I don't have that extra time, space, bandwidth. If I could create more time, I'd be a gazillionaire because everybody'd want my product. So where are we expecting in time commitment? Because that is where my reservations lie.
I think I'm going to jump in if you guys don't mind, because Donna missed the conversation. I think you were traveling when we all expressed this exact same sentiment.
Okay, so I was not here for that one. It wasn't in the minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I wasn't trying to say that. I wanted to say that I think we all share your sentiment, your concern, And the expectation that I proposed in relationship to time was about communication. So my expectation is that the chair is going to show up to the meetings and lead the meetings, or communicate with us that that person's not going to be here, and help set the tone. And then I think we all kind of agreed, and others jump in if I'm wrong, that our expectation is that the chair set the tone at the meetings and be there to support us, but not have to fill the shoes of the past, and that we share, we spread out the wealth of that. So to me, the expectation of the chair is the meetings to lead us and guide us. And anyone else about time?
I think when it comes down to it, when at the retreat, when the discussion that comes up of what everyone wants to do or what they want to see next year to look like, that'll kind of get a better picture. It depends on how involved all the members of the commission want to be. The more involvement from everybody, the less time I think on the chair. The less involvement, the more time on the chair.
And I might argue that I appreciate what you're saying, Sally, but I think if at that meeting, we're setting the tone with goals, like Donna was saying, we would actually have an idea, and we're all signing up for, say, an event or whatever, and we're setting a timeline with goals at that meeting. If nobody wants to participate, the chair could say, well, then we need to do less things, because I think it would be nearly impossible then for any of us to sign up if the expectation is, if you guys get too busy, then I have to do everything myself. Because I don't think, I feel like the expectation you just set is if the rest of the group doesn't do their part, the chair has to fill it, then no one's going to step up. And I don't really think that's a fair expectation of a chair, personally.
Totally agree. Go ahead. Jump in.
Can I?
Yes.
May I?
Yes, you can.
May I? Sorry.
Jump in.
So I don't know all of you yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I was a 3-year member of the Arts Commission before I had to step away, and so I have a lot of experience within this space. And I do, just in my experience, both professionally and in a lot of working with the Chamber of Commerce, City of Snoqualmie, Mount Sinai Artists Guild, and whoever else, it's important that the leadership of a commission kind of come from the bottom up and not from the top down, right? There shouldn't be any declarations of these are the things we're going to do. Now, who's going to do what? And when the retreat happens, it's a planning meeting of people bringing the things that they're passionate about. I think that the best way you can build a team is to have individuals who are extremely passionate about different things or specific things that you then assemble into, kind of your Marvel's Avengers or whatever, right? And then that's what the commission can do. There are definitely things that are required of a commission, right? There has to be the reviews of the things that are going into on city building projects and that sort of thing. And all of those other aspects, there's kind of that they're keeping the lights on sort of work that has to be done. But yeah, if everybody brings the things that they love to the table, then that's the plan for the year, and the chairperson would be the person just almost project managing, just making sure that everybody's on the calendar, everybody's on the that we've got everything all projected out with what the requirements are, and then and making sure all the documentation is lined up and things like that. So not.
Well, that was my point, is that the chair is leading a discussion in terms of this is what we're setting out to do, and not deciding it, but leading that discussion of this is what we're going to plan to do, and the team commits to doing it, and they pick what they want to do. But what Sally is saying, if somebody says, I'm not going to be able to do it, I don't think that should be the chair's responsibility to pick up whatever that person is deciding.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's not quite my intent, because your meeting is having a retreat. The goals for the year should be agreed upon by everybody.
Yeah.
And so that hopefully would not happen with the chair. If somebody falls out, then that project may not happen. But yes, it is a team everybody would be agreeing on what's going on and who's gonna be responsible or being the lead for whatever the project is or whatever the event is.
It sounds like we all kind of, in our own ways, agree that,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of a management oversight, less than a fill in every single gap. You know, we don't want anyone getting super worn out.
True.
That's a good point.
Lead from behind.
So I'm just going to take another risk. And like I said to Kat, like, I still hope you love me at the end of this. Donna, is that an implication that you would co-chair with Kat, or you're interested in sharing, or was that just kind of an addition to the conversation and we should table this and move on?
Like I said, I would be interested in helping out, sure. Helping out and being if Kat is concerned about it. I'm fine with leading it. I've led many organizations. Kat, like you, I have no background in art. I've not gone to school for art, unless you consider Excel in art. I can do magic with numbers. But yeah, I'd be happy to lead the team.
So
But
this is Nicole. I move that Donna and Kat be our co-chairs. Somebody quick second before they can change their minds.
But Kat, are you interested in co-chairing? From what it sounds like, you're concerned about some of the time and stuff like that to do things. Are you on mute? Oh, there you are.
You know, I would certainly be interested in co-chairing, and
Okay.
and I look at that as a learning opportunity also for, you know, picking up more of the little idiosyncrasies within our commission, and you know, and especially with how to focus and where to channel activities and energies and things like that. I would definitely be interested in that.
Would it be okay if I made my motion again, ladies, Donna and Kat?
Sure.
All right, I move that we vote to have Kat and Donna be our co-chairs.
I second.
What's gonna happen when Sally moves?
We're gonna send her letters and invite her to help volunteer.
Oh, there you go.
All in favor? Aye.
I
Opposed? All right, whoever has the agenda now, we're ready to move on. I'm sorry I made us hesitate multiple times, I think.
That's okay.
Yay, thanks, ladies, welcome. We're so excited to have you.
This is great.
Okay, do we want to move on to the retreat planning then?
I wanted to pause retreat planning towards the end,
Okay, you want to do your
because
planning?
we need to cover Wine Walk and Plein Air. And I think there's a big announcement on Wine Walk that maybe not everybody knows.
Good idea.
You want, well, Michelle, do you want to go first then on Plein Air or on Wine Walk?
Okay, yes, I sent, on the Wine Walk, I sent the copy of the SAC Finally Friday Art and Wine Walk for August 26th. We did not have as many people as we did in June, but we still came out okay. And in all, we had 86 registered participants and 45 at the door, 131 in all. So, and you get that paper, you can look at that and see that we made over $1,900. So that will work. Thank you for that, Dylan. Did
you want to go over the announcement though? I
Yes.
think that's the most pressing thing
It
to
certainly
have
is.
the team be updated on.
Right. We had our last Wine Walk meeting for the planning committee, and at the end of that, it was shared by Charlene that MSAG is no longer going to be the sponsor for Finally Friday Art and Wine Walk. They're burnt out, they've done it, and their numbers are sliding downward. And so they said there won't be any other wine walk. And I think that what we can probably determine from that is that if there is another wine walk, then we can restructure somehow so that the event that people have been depending on now for 9 years and 10 years would happen next year could still happen. It might have a different face, it might have a different time, but it might still be something that SAC wants to see continue. I have unbelievable amount of background for it and all printed up and on my thumb drive as well. So I would love to see someone else pick up the ball, like Merchants or someone, to do the wine and let MSAG do the art only. And we can still have the event, but MSAG is not going to sponsor it any longer.
Michelle, may I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
When you say their numbers are sliding downward, what numbers are you referring to?
I'm just, they're not sliding downward. June turned out to be the one with the most people.
Yeah, that's
And,
normal.
but as far as sales go, July had fewer numbers of participants and more bottles of wine were sold. So,
Oh, so they meant participants in the wine walk.
right,
'Cause-
participants in the wine walk. That was,
Gotcha.
yeah.
And Michelle,
Go ahead.
don't forget to, MSAG was certainly, as you mentioned, they were still interested in the art. So we
Yes.
had discussed alternative options, including what Sally had brought up, as far as them participating in a bigger way with the art side of things.
Exactly.
So they were definitely still interested in that. And, there was the hint that there may be some things going on within particular entity as far as, things over the next few years. So it's sad in that we will lose the majority of the volunteer pool for that, but yes, it's potentially the finding other alternative faces for that. I think that's a great way to put it.
Yes, absolutely. I'm hoping that as the event coordinator for this year, that I'll be allowed a chance to talk to the merchants, either one by one or at the merchants meeting, and see if somebody would like to get a good course in how to be an event coordinator, or just have it so that, because I've got everything and I taught school for 35 years, so I can teach them. And I'd really like to pass the baton and see that the wine walk continues. If they take care of the wineries, the merchants who really do benefit from having the wineries in their shops, it's been something that they've done. Something too that came up at while we were at the gallery for Sally Rackett's party. I was told that MSAG was never thanked by the merchants for all of the time and energy. Probably not thanked as a group or anything, that nothing was really said that let the people in charge of MSAG feel that there was any appreciation for the amount of time and energy that went into doing this for 9 years. So that's something that I'd like to be able to give them that opportunity, because maybe they said something one-on-one. I've heard from them that they could see that it takes a lot of time and energy and such on one-on-one, but MSAG itself has not received any
Hmm.
recognition. And I think,
Michelle, oh, sorry, go ahead.
okay, I just think that's a miss, and we have to find a way to see how that can be fixed.
You know, I think I really appreciate the report. I think it's really helpful. I think it's all good information. I also hear you saying, you know, you sort of want to go to the merchants. And I think my only request would be that since we've just nominated new chairs and we're talking about our retreat where we're going to set goals together, I think my only request would be, you know, let's wait until after the retreat when we've all talked about shared goals and a shared vision before you do that. Not saying don't, you know, in the long run,
Right.
I'm just saying, I think we all need to
Yes.
set a direction together would be my
I
only
like that.
request.
That's why I brought it up, because I did not want to do anything without SAC being aware or involved. And
Well, and to Nicole's point, it sounds like you're kind of wanting to move towards an evolution of the wine walk.
yes,
And maybe our commitment is as the city commission is that we have the project manager that joins MSAG and the Merchants Association to coordinate one event, but we don't do the coordinating as much as we're like the point person of like, okay, you're getting your artists together and you're getting the wineries and the permits together under the association. And we're going to do the flyers that promote the commission. Our commission will do that piece, and we'll help with some volunteers, but you're going to have to gather some volunteers as well.
exactly.
So maybe that's our piece. And we discussed that during the retreat of what is we use only 15% of our resources as a commission towards this event for the community, because I do think that it's a huge benefit to the community. The wine walk is, people like it, they go to it, they bring their kids and family. I don't know why you bring your kids to a wine walk, but whatever. I don't have children that I know of, so maybe that's a thing for people. So I think it would be great to continue it, but let's talk about it during the retreat, because it might
like
be one
that.
where you say, I have a passion to do this coordinating work, and we as a group put it on the charter of these are our annualized events.
So Nicole's gonna jump in, maybe.
Hi,
Yeah.
Nicole, jump in.
Hi,
Nicole.
just a couple of things. One, I think that, yes, I totally agree. I think this is something that you should talk about at the retreat. And I think that it will be a large discussion for the Downtown Merchants Board. So, and I can't speak for them. I'm not on the board. I just attend those meetings. I don't think it's a given that they would necessarily take this on, but I think that it's wise for you guys to all get your ducks in a row before you go that direction. Also, Donna, you were right. I can tell you're an executive, because I do want to remind everyone that maybe you don't know this. I didn't know this, so I started doing it. There's actually a contract that the city writes with the gallery, whoever does the wine walk. So, you know, the city does have some skin in the game. We're kind of the pass through, you know, for the monies. So there would have to be a contract for that. And the wine walk, as far as the city's concerned, has to be contracted with a nonprofit to be able to have that, you know, go on. And the monies would have to all stay within that nonprofit. So,
Right.
then as far as the Downtown Merchants never saying thank you, that's very interesting to me. And I'm just wondering if they feel, no bad blood intended by any stretch, but I just wonder if they feel, not that they deserve to thank you, but that they were making it work for you guys. Like, I know what, you know, we were drawing business downtown, so they were getting it, but they might feel like it was work for them. So maybe they felt like it was a partnership, and, you know, you can't have one without the other. So therefore, maybe no thanks were needed. And I think that so again, no harm, no foul, but also I think that it was unclear to a lot of people that the gallery was even involved. you know, I think for a lot of times people saw it as an arts commission, not understanding the relationship with the gallery and how much work that the gallery was doing. So just some food for thought.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's
for
a
that.
fair point. I didn't realize how much the gallery did.
Me neither, Donna. Yeah.
And I'm on the commission.
Right? Right? Yeah.
So, well, there may be a little smoky there.
Yeah.
Well, in the downtown merchants just went through a big reorganization, right? They were being led by somebody with a really strong personality who took everything upon herself to do everything. And I wow, this sounds
Well, we have no idea what that feels like.
but and who is notoriously bad at the touchy-feely stuff. I suspect that their new leadership would be dramatically better at that. So but that's I could see there being that exactly what you just said, right?
Yeah, kind of like we did them a favor by opening up our business. Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
wondering if that's what it was. And so they just felt like it was, everybody had their role, so no reason to thank
Everybody was doing a
anybody
favor
else.
for everybody else. Sort of,
Yeah.
in a big circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would very much, based on the personalities of people involved, I would say very much that I would put money that was the case.
Yeah.
No, but with no hard feelings. It's
No,
purely just
No.
well, like I didn't thank them, but why would I? And they didn't thank me, So
Well, and on another note, they may have thanked Sally Rackett because she was in there dealing with them on a daily basis. We just don't know that. So there might have been something there as well.
Yeah.
So I
It's a life lesson to lead with positive intent.
Yes.
Well, you typically are always in a positive intent space. It's a life lesson. I don't think there was a.
and from this side as well, it's up to us to hear that sort of feedback with grace, right? And to say, I'm sure it was not malicious in any way. So
Correct. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
we should go and hug everybody we know. From the
right.
side.
I don't really like hugging. That's not my jam. Sorry.
Oh, I'm a super hugger. I will do all of Donna's hugs for her.
I'm wicked uncomfortable
I'm-
with
yeah,
it. It's
and
like
I'm a super hugger.
awkward. Hi, when is this gonna be over?
No, I'm a super hugger. So may I ask a question? So if a nonprofit has to have a contract with the city for the wine walk, is there a structure of nonprofitness in the merchants, with the merchants?
They were 501(c)(3).
six.
They are.
Yes, they do. Yes, and there's very tight liquor control board rules about when you're holding the liquor permit and that the money needs to stay 100% within the nonprofit. And so, yeah,
They did the beer garden for the railroad days,
they did.
and then the city, the
Okay.
Chamber of Commerce did it for the bridge block party.
They,
It sounds like when we meet in the fall, we have an opportunity then to really kind of, chart out if this is where we want to go, do one, get the merchants associates. But are you suggesting, Nicole Weeby, that we might want to touch base with the downtown merchants about the opportunity for next year and them being the permit holder prior
would
to
say
us meeting up as a group?
decide as a commission, what's your bandwidth with this element for you before the art and wine walk itself kind of maybe dies away, right? Put the opportunity forward to them. And maybe I don't, it is a lot of work, as everyone can attest. And I do think maybe you need to ask yourselves, are you diluting the critical mass? Going on and on and on is, we've gone from 5 to 3, something like that. But yes, decide what you want to do. What's your bandwidth? If you were game for 1 or 2, put it forth to the downtown merchants or to the chamber.
Okay.
But I do think that the Arts Commission, just my personal opinion as the staff liaison, would not want to lose the art element. You don't want to be a commission that's in the business of doing just a wine walk. That's not your jam, right? Like that's
Right.
not
Right.
what you guys should be doing. So to focus on the art element would be, is more of what you need to do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis, any thoughts on your end?
I'm currently going to stay in education mode.
Okay.
You're getting a whole education now, boo.
Yeah, I'll save my opportunity for opening my mouth and inserting my foot until later.
That's okay. You have an arm that's just kind of showing up on your shoulder. The background, somebody's behind you working. There's an
Oh,
arm
yeah,
every
that-
now and then just shows up on your shoulder.
Ah,
Yeah, that's
Okay,
pretty cool.
plain air update.
Okay.
Um,
And Nicole.
real quick, plain air update. So I wrote up a kind of a summary of the event, like how many participants we had and so on, and then some thoughts of, and Nicole Hansen, you have that in your hands to add your thoughts of like things that we can do different next year. There is some follow-up though. Nicole Weeby, do we have gift cards?
I need to get the gift cards. That's on my to-do list for this week, and I'll figure out. I'm hoping that they're digital. If not, I can get hard ones and then mail them.
Nope, you can do, I'm just gonna jump in and help you. You can do digital ones. I told the artist that you were out of town because I wasn't sure when you were returning, and that you would contact them to send them to them. I'm assuming when you buy them, you could put their email addresses in them. But maybe copy yourself just in case, or send them to yourself and then forward them, but you can do digital ones.
Cool.
And then lastly is we're not certain that last year's, which was Britt Greenland's painting, got turned into a poster. Every time I go into the art gallery, they are unable to find it. Did that ever happen? Did the poster happen? Do we know if the poster happened?
If you can see me and Dylan looking at each other, we're glancing at Sally, we're like,
Pretty funny, I have to admit.
we're like, oh my God, did that not happen?
I remember picking out the border for the poster. I just don't know if the
Oh,
poster happened.
wow. So much happened last year here at the city in the fall. Very, very possible, Donna, but I can reach out. An easy way to fix this, I can reach out to Minuteman because they have a record of all the print jobs that I sent.
Okay.
So, and
Nicole,
that's usually like a collaboration between Dylan and I, like he does part of it, I do a part of it. Wow, okay.
Nicole,
Well, and because I was
Not even
gonna
a-
buy it for Britt to give it to her as like kind of like a thank you, and then I was in there and they're like, they pulled out the one the year before. I'm like, no, that's not it. And they're like, this is the last one we had. Okay, so if you could let us know, but we have a winner of this year, so we need to pick out the border and get that. So
I don't even remember picking out
No,
the
we did.
border.
We
No,
did.
Dylan saying we
I
did.
do.
No, you did. Oh, you do? We picked out a border?
We did, are you
I don't
sure?
remember that
I remember picking out the border.
I feel like we picked out a border for the one the year before with the wheel, but
Yeah,
I don't,
I don't
I feel
remember.
like last year,
I'm gonna
once
check
it
the
was
minutes,
over, we
Donna.
all just like scattered,
All
like,
right, well, we can pick out another border. It'd be fun.
oh, wow, okay.
But we also have a winner from this year, so it's like if you get like.
I'll get two for the price of one. print
That's what
job.
I'm thinking. You can get the bulk rate discount. Be all like, I got two for you.
Wow, okay.
hey, Nicole, the MSAG folks were saying at last week's meeting that, from what I took from what they were saying is that it was indeed printed into a poster, that they just didn't sell very many, so that wasn't a large production of them.
I mean, I
Well,
do remember getting an order of prints because I know I took the print of, I know I took some stuff to get framed at Ben
Right,
Franklin.
that's what I was gonna say.
And I also remember getting the print of the one the year before with the wheel in the
Wheel for sure.
office because
Because
I had the original at my desk. And then anyhow, okay, Kat, I'll figure this out, everybody.
Yeah. Well, when I went in there, they keep giving me the wheel one. And I'm like, no, this isn't last
If it
year.
was
And
the
they're like,
original
that's the last one
one.
we have. So unless it's hidden somewhere in that gallery. That could be a possibility. But
Yep.
we have a winner this year too, that we want to get printed up.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and I bet you want it to happen this year too.
Well, we were supposed to use the poster from last year to promote this year's. So it was just, it's an opportunity. It's something to learn from.
Okay, all right, next.
And plein air, I think, any other feedback on plein air? Nicole Hansen?
Nope, I think you covered everything. Overall, I think the event went really well. I don't know how many of you got a chance to go down and vote, but the community was very excited and the artists were very excited. And the announcement about who won will be coming out sometime this week after the city gets some bios and some additional information. So we told the artists today who won, and you'll be seeing the announcement soon.
That's cool.
Actually, some of the feedback from the artists was that they liked being amongst the community, because people would come over and ask them questions about what they were painting or how they said it was kind of nice. So I think having a theme and then having them set up in areas that were either quiet and serene or next to the railroads and I think it added a lot to just overall bringing art to the community, because then people could walk by and so on. So that was something I think was a positive takeaway, as well as the aprons. Everybody loved the aprons.
Yes.
Have lots
Yep,
more
Yep,
aprons. next.
mine's
the
hanging
apron,
right there. Mine's right there.
I'm already
My
waiting to get an order from the aprons. That the exact apron is not in stock, but I'm gonna do an order of like 48 for next year, because we'll use money for this year, the budget. So yeah,
Okay.
the
Are we on a calendar year budget?
2-year budget? So we're
We're
at
on
the end of our second year.
Okay. And
Yeah.
do we have budget reserves right now?
Basically, yeah.
I would like to get an order for a large banner that says plein air paint out, so that we can use it year after year to highlight where our location is.
And do you want the long kind that hangs over the street?
Yeah,
No,
like
like-
a long
ahead.
banner type that can attach to like a tent or something like that.
Like, yeah, like a horizontal one that could go on our
Yeah,
white tent to
horizontal.
show where the paintings are.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And since we have budget reserves this year, I'd like to do it this year. And I want to get it in the italic script like we have on the apron, so it's kind of all coordinated. But I
Thank
was,
you.
yeah, because that would make it easier for people to find us, I think, a bit.
And recognize. Yeah.
Donna, you're wanting to put that on the 10x10 tents?
Sure, whatever, yeah. Is that what, I didn't bring out my measuring tape and measure, it looked like.
Yes, that was the original intent.
Maybe it was
Oh,
11
yeah.
by 11. Are you sure it was 10 by 10? I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I have your.
Yes, yeah,
But that's not the poster.
but it's.
All right, that was plein air. I don't think there was anything else to add on that one.
I was an artist on that. I didn't finish, and I loved the process. It was painless. Painless process. Wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, a thought is, I thought it was cool to have Britt be one of the judges for the art this year. I wonder if, as an idea, you use the artist who won this year to be a judge for next year, and you kind of carry that tie year after year together.
It's an idea. I'll put it in the idea folder.
Put it in the idea folder.
Good plan. Is the.
And then we want to do a junior event next year.
Yes.
We want
you
a
do?
junior category. We're gonna do
Yeah.
a junior category separate from the adults category.
Well, was there
Yeah.
a
Yes.
couple of kids?
Well,
that
pending you all
registered
like it at the
with their
retreat.
parents? You guys, was there a couple of kids that registered with their parents?
No, they registered alone. Their parents brought them specifically so they could paint.
Oh, okay. How many kids did you guys have?
We had 3, 2 were 11 and 1 was 13, I think.
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
so we
And
want
they
to do
were,
like
go ahead, Adana.
oh, no, go ahead.
And they were definitely, I mean, they were definitely young, someday aspiring artists, but even one of them had a professional artist as a parent. And so he was just trying to expose her to what it means to enter a competition. And I thought that was really an important piece, that having a juniors category could open up for it being kind of a professional event, but that opens the opportunity for young aspiring artists. It was very cool.
That feels very hard.
So like, we were thinking we want to have a category of like 15 or younger.
Would you want to put a young, like a break, like a minimum age? Like, would you want to do like 10 to 15, or is that not for us to decide, I guess? You know, you
I think it's maybe, sorry, I just think it maybe is for the retreat. I feel like we're like, maybe we put this for next year's planning. On next year's planning, I think we're getting a little in the weeds. I know we're all excited about next year, but go ahead. I interrupted someone.
Do we have a date for our retreat?
I think that's our next topic to
Our
discuss.
next topic.
Okay, plein air's wrapped up. Let's move to retreat because we're at 6:37 and my dog is hungry and my tummy is hungry. And I'm hungry.
So what's your October, the first, second Monday in October would be the retreat. You are wanting, or do you want it in November?
I am on business travel on the 10th of October. So I actually can't even attend this meeting.
So.
Looks like October 10th. But if it's a retreat, I think we can kind of go a little different.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be able to attend student council.
Yeah, that too.
Well, there you go.
Now,
So-
Dylan and Nicole Wiebe, are you required attendees?
One of us is, I think.
Just one of you has to be. Okay.
Did you?
I've
I'm
attended.
sorry, what were the 2 dates?
We don't have a date yet.
Oh no, I thought somebody was throwing out the optional dates. Sorry.
I think in the past, it has not necessarily been on a Monday. It's kind of been a night that everybody's been available, and we have had it at somebody's house. And it kind of catered. Or not, our food brought in.
Literally catered, not kind of.
literally catered. But it's been on a night that everyone has time to sit and chat and not kind of on a clock.
Dylan, how does that sit with the fact that this is supposed to be a regularly scheduled, in line with a regularly scheduled public meeting? It's just a different agenda.
We have to notice it. It's just a notice of different
Got
date.
Okay.
It's not the end of the world. Yeah,
I
and
see.
just a note for Nicole Wiebe and I, we have a lot of meetings. They're going to be on Mondays and potentially Tuesdays. Those are our busy times. So depends on who you want more. Then you send them an email and we'll, if you don't want me there, then have it on Monday and Tuesday.
I would say Fridays are better. I don't know, as a group, so I would say Mondays and Tuesdays are not really great in my area of the world, but what are Fridays like for the team?
I really.
Friday afternoon, late afternoon, early evenings.
The last Friday of the month.
A doodle poll? You want to do a doodle poll?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's what.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense to me.
Yeah. Okay, here's a suggestion. Give me a few dates and I can create a doodle poll and then we can kind of see which ones work best for the most people. Does that seem appropriate?
I agree.
Yes, I agree.
That's fine.
No. I'm looking at an October calendar. Just going at Thursdays and Fridays, I see October 6, 7, 13, 14, 20, 21. You want me to hit all 3 of those weeks or just simplify it to 2 weeks?
I
I
can
think-
honestly tell you, I will not be in attendance if it's on the 13th or 14th. I am on travel. I'm on business travel.
Okay. Anyone know ahead of time if they have any others? Because
Why don't you send those 4 dates, the remaining
Yeah,
4?
so the other dates
I
are
will not
just
be-
honky dory.
Okay, so what if I put it out for the 6th, 7th, 20th, 21st and see which of those 4 days works the best?
I was going to add that the 6th and 7th, I am out of town. So 20th, 21st is my best option.
Okay, so now we're down to 2 dates that we can go and do our, because the goal is we do need to have all our members of present.
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
20, 21,
21st, Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
My preference would be Friday, not
My
Thursday.
preference would be Friday.
Anyone's preference Thursday? Nicole Weeby doesn't get a vote. I'm ignoring her
Which
right
Nicole?
now. Nicole Weeby.
By Friday nights, I'm kind of done with my city life, but
Yeah, but you're just gonna be taking notes.
Dylan, I would still appreciate it if you sent out the doodle poll, if that's okay
Beautiful.
with everyone. Thank you.
Got it. No worries. And then I'm assuming time, same time? Or should I have times in there too? I feel like if we keep it simple, just pick a day, don't pick a time. And I'm sure the retreat will be something like 6 o'clock to 7:30 or something like that.
I was thinking earlier.
2 in the afternoon to 10 o'clock at night.
No, I'm thinking like 3 o'clock till
I'm teasing you.
like that time,
Okay, I'll do
2
some.
or 3.
I'll do some doodle polling. We'll see what we get.
Okay.
Is it 2 hour span about right for everyone?
Yeah.
Work.
All right, I'll put out a doodle poll. We'll see what happens. Everyone's got my email, and we'll find out how it goes.
Okay. Location. You said someone's house.
It doesn't have to be that, that's just what has happened in the past. So
Mhm.
it doesn't have, I mean, it's whatever everybody wants to do. There's nothing, there's no, what works for everybody. You can go have it on a picnic bench if you want.
you could have it at Sigillo, you could have
Right.
it, you could have it, the EDC did theirs at the golf club. You could do it at Mount Si Golf Course, like there's.
Yeah.
The Bahamas.
Bahamas.
Well, I was gonna ask
Hey.
Pat in the
Howard.
fire, we could do Cidellos or something like that, or if we feel like we're gonna need computers or something like that, I'm pretty sure the firehouse has a room, because I've actually been in that room, because I took the civics course.
There's a training room
Oh, yeah.
Right. So,
and there's Wi-Fi there. So, but you have to bring your own computer.
yeah, but Sigello's has Wi-Fi too. So I feel like we could go, if we do like a 2-hour thing and we're not too intrusive into their business, it could go into Sigello's but go at 4 to
And the
6.
city
So
has a
that,
budget for the food, not the drink, but not the alcohol, but the food.
Oh, no wine tasting? Is that what you're saying, Nicole?
I can
never-
buy my own wine. I'm good.
I couldn't get that through on it. Dylan, we would technically be working, so.
Yeah, for an hour.
Oh.
Give Dylan a babysit. Here you go, real sippy sip.
Dylan's gonna be a volunteer that night.
Right. Just a citizen, really. Yeah.
Citizen, I'll be the one working, okay.
Okay, so on your doodle, whatever your doodling thing is, ghost mapping, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you want to put a couple of locations and we could vote on that as well? You could put Sigello's, you could put I just lost a golf course, something like that.
It's evening.
I
If
think
we
what
do
I'll
the
do.
firehouse, then we have to go and try and arrange catering and all of that. And I'm trying to make this simple for everybody. Like, we show up, we order some food, you buy your own beverage, and the city takes care of your food.
Well, what happened last time is I did the delivery and collected the orders and then went and picked it up ahead of time and drove it to where.
Okay, so we
that's-
could do that too.
Yeah.
Dylan will
Snoqualmie
become
Falls.
our Uber driver.
Snoqualmie Falls Brewery has a couple of private rooms upstairs we could also take over.
Perfect. Put that on the doodle mapping.
Would you say that one more time?
Snoqualmie Falls Brewery. They've got
That's great.
actually good food and some private rooms we can take over there.
Brewery does have that room upstairs, okay.
That sounds terrific. And they have Wi-Fi we likely can use too.
Right.
Perfect.
Dylan has his marching orders. Are we, anything else, or are we good for the night?
How many other doodle polls do you want me to make?
That's in his wheelhouse these days.
Yeah.
He'd rather do doodle polls than grants and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we got Sigello's, Falls Brewery, golf course. There we go. Casino.
Oh, I might have to- yeah, it's probably not
I'm
good
just
for
kidding. I'm just
City
kidding.
limit, sorry, that's the rule.
I'm just kidding. I won
Yeah.
big. Okay, that's everything. You have any other business?
Nope, I think we're good. We need to let Dylan and Nicole get to their next meeting.
Sounds wonderful. That sounds exciting.
Yes.
You can always attend, I can send you the link, Donna.
That'll be very interesting.
No, I think my tummy needs to have some food. And my dog needs to have some food.
All right. Well then, until
Already watched
we'll
it.
meet again.
Okay,
Thank you all.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks for showing up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Kat.
Hey.